So, my name is Matthew Clark. Um, I want to share a video with everybody. Just try to give a little motivational into people's hearts, touch people's lives, about how my life has run since I got addicted to drugs. I got addicted to drugs when I was 13 years old. Uh, I started out at alcohol, progressed at 14 to smoking marijuana. 18 years old, I met my first wife. Uh, we got married in 2006, had a daughter who was very special to me. Um, my parents, they was very good people. They both raised me and my sister. Uh, my sister's older than me. She ain't got a drug addiction problem. But I've been battling this for a long time. Um, if you ain't picked up, don't. I know it's easier said than done. Um, so I'm kind of nervous, but I'm trying. Uh, I've been locked up most of my life. Um, I've got 12 years of being locked up physically. Mentally, I've been locked up 18. Um, People tend to make me want to fit in somehow with them. Uh, I had some real good childhood friends at first. I dropped out of school at 16. Had good grades and stuff. Just started letting it not interest me no more, I guess. Um, I started hanging out with wrong crowds, doing the wrong things, you know. I got sentenced to a 5-year sentence in Kentucky and then a 2-year sentence, um, all because of drugs. I've not spent time with my daughter. Um, I had signed custody over to my mom. My mom has raised my daughter. She is now 13. Very beautiful girl. Uh, does good in school. I'm very proud of her. So I didn't get introduced to heroin or meth until I was 24. My dad had passed away. I was in jail all the way up until January 3rd of 2012, and I got out. I went and spent the last 15 days with my dad that he was alive. I watched him slowly die of cancer on his deathbed. At home, he died at peace. It kind of messed with my life a lot. Um, sorry. Um, I let it get to me real bad. I had a lot of pain, a lot of stress, you know, in my life due to that. Me and my wife, we started arguing and fighting a lot. Uh, I left God, but He didn't leave me. Um, so, 24 years old, that August, I had met up with a couple of using friends who ain't friends, um, and tried my first dose of heroin. I fell in love with it. I felt like all my pain was gone. You know, everything was not there no more. Uh, that my life was getting better. You know, so I gradually went on to meth, amphetamines. I'm 32 years old. Uh, so I start out, I go to these places, and they're called Suboxone doctors. Um, I have got numerous prescriptions for Suboxone and thought it could wing me off of it, but instead I started selling them to feed my addiction. Not only at that time did I start feeding my addiction that way, but I'd also started shoplifting. Uh, I've lost homes. I've lost everything in home. Lost cars. Um, Most of all, I let my family down and I let God down. Uh, Made a lot of mistakes. I started robbing people. Started taking from them. Didn't care who I was taking from, and that's what this drugs do to you. They get into you, and there is no way out. It seems like you're trapped in a closet door with a lock on. Uh, I did my first prison sentence at 25 for breaking and entering, theft, and possession of drugs. I've been in a lot of misdemeanor trouble. Um, at 31, I was sentenced to my second prison term, 3 years. Uh, I did a year and went to Star Community Justice Center, which has changed my life dramatically. Uh, just when I thought I'd give up on hope and God, everything started coming back to me. I went through so many programs in prison. Um, I want to change my life around. I am changing my life around. And I just want to tell people out there, just because you make mistakes in life doesn't mean you're a bad person. It means you can fix it. By praying, by going to meetings, reading Just for Today's in NA, it does work. It does help. If you start to see yourself fall out of these, you know, it's probably a good thing to get a sponsor or trust somebody you can talk to. Uh, I've been in numerous treatments. Uh, didn't really care. I just found a way out of jail is all I did. I was using it to get out of jail so I can go back to the streets and do what I did. I stole from my family. I stole from my daughter. I stole, things that can't be replaced from my sister, jewelry and stuff for the families. This demon, which is drugs and alcohol is a drug, puts me in a state of mind where I think everything I'm doing is okay. But really, I'm living in misery. I find myself, I thought I could mask all the pain around me, but truly, whenever I wasn't on drugs, the pain was still there. It hit harder. It hurts. It does. There is pain that is unbearable, it seems like. Uh, my friends, who I thought was my friends, ain't my friends. They're just using people. You know, these drugs out here in the world today, the heroin, the amphetamines, and all that, they're just, there's people putting stuff in them to kill people. So look at it in this hand and look at it in this hand. Okay, would you rather leave a drug life and take that chance of buying something from a so-called friend, which is a dope dealer, that is trying to make money for himself? He don't really care about nothing but your money, and that's the way I found it to believe. It was hard for me to believe at first, and it took me so many years. It took 18 years to figure this out. I knew it, but I didn't want to believe it. So, say you go down the road to your friend's house, which is your dope dealer, and you buy some dope, and you use it, and you die. Does he really care? Is he really crying? No, he doesn't. Or she. You know, the best thing I got in life is my daughter and my wife, Nicole. I've got a mom that really cares about me, that I've put under a lot of stress and worry, and have not made her medical issues uh, any easier than what they already are. I made it worse. I made my family life worse. I had it so bad to where my family didn't even want me around them. My own sister couldn't trust me to come to her home and see her. I couldn't go see my daughter without them watching me, thinking I was going to take from them or hurt one of them, because I caused so many fights, so much trouble just because I didn't get what I want. I was self-centered, selfish. You know, I've OD'd 4 times. The last time I OD'd, I was at my wife's apartment, and she had went to church. I'd done my thing, and she come back and found me on the top stairs dead. For God knows how long. It took him 3 hours to get me back alive, to the right state of mind to where I was talking and stuff. I woke up in the back of an ambulance. You think that would be scary enough for me, but guess what? It wasn't. So I thought I could leave the heroin alone and just do ice. Guess what? I did ice alright. It did me. It created a monster inside me that was so bad I couldn't even fight it off. It took prison for the second time for me to realize, hey, you're doing something wrong. You're not doing the right thing in life. You've let your family down. You've left God. You've most of all let yourself down. Today I can say I've got 2 years clean, and I'm a firm believer in Jesus Christ. I'm not a Christian, but I'm a firm believer. I read my Bible, and I'm not trying to press. Uh, how would you say it? The Bible up on anybody. So it says in NA and AA, you must find a higher power to trust in and believe in to get yourself away. You got to have faith. You got to believe that there is something out there greater than yourself to go by, because our ways don't work. I thought so many times that, hey, I could get off this. It's so easy. I'd quit for a few days and I'd go right back. I'd go even harder. And it was so wrong of me, you know. Uh, the last time that I died on overdose and was brought back, I think about that today. Jesus has a plan for me, which is my higher power. I love my higher power. I love my family. My family needs me right now. They're sick, they're not in the best of health, they're getting old, and going through STAR, which everybody thinks it's a joke, and I thought it was a joke. I was like, well, yeah, this is, so what? Just go do their little bull crap and get out and get home to your family. But after about 30 days in there, I seen so much change in me. I was working on my electrical certification, which I got while I was in there. And they got a program through the electrical certification, which is Collins Career. Instead of getting a normal GED, I got my regular high school diploma now. Something I never thought I could accomplish. My daddy, when he was alive, asked me to accomplish that before he died. I failed. I failed miserably. You know, I've caught myself shooting dope on his grave. I've caught myself shooting dope around my kid, uh, my nieces and nephews. You know, I've caused so much trouble for them. I stole off of them. You know, I didn't care who I was hurting as long as I helped myself. You know, the thing is it's not about me anymore. I got to realize I've got a family. I've got to learn to accept responsibility for my child and to be able to take care of my family. I'm out of STAR. I just completed STAR December 23rd. I'm in outpatient treatment through day one, which is a very good place. I go to meetings. I got a sponsor. I work steps. I read my Bible. I pray all day, every day. When I wake up, through my meals, at night when I go to sleep, you know, and the things that was hurting me back then have seemed to lighten up a lot now. You know, I thought I would regret the day that my daddy passed away. It hurts. It still hurts. But you know what? I covered it up. I tried. And I thought it was okay. You know, that first drug you take is a choice. So let that choice be no. Because as soon as you pick that first drug up, it's not a choice after that no more. It runs everything in your life so dramatically that you cannot bear life no more. People can't bear to see you this way. Your family cares about you, and if your family don't, there's someone out there who does. Whether it be God, a higher power of your understanding, find that power. Do not let this devil take you alive. Defeat it. Fight it. You know, this is your battleground. And with your higher power, you're a winner. Never forget that. Jesus Christ is my higher power today, and I believe solely in Him. And any trouble that comes my way, as long as I pray about it, Jesus will win the fight against the devil. You know, uh, here recently, over the past weekend, you know, me and my ex-wife, which is my wife, soon, again, for the second time, uh, met up. She didn't even want to see me or nothing. She seen me on Christmas Day, 2019. The first Christmas I spent with my family in 12 years. And I got a daughter who's 13. Uh, Me and my wife used to hit each other. We called each other names. You know, it's went so far as, you know, hurting each other so bad. And I drug her through that pain. And she used to be an addict too. I got her addicted to the drugs because she seen what I was doing and thought it was okay. She loved me so much she would do anything to make me happy. But me, guess what? Being stubborn and bullheaded in the head, I didn't care. So I just went on about it. I did my thing, didn't care. I cheated on her, you know. I didn't spend time. like I should have with this little girl. So now I've got a beautiful relationship with both of them. And this little girl here does real well in school. Her name is Cheyenne Clark. This is my daughter and the one that I fight for. That is my reason to stay clean. And if you got kids, that should be your reason. Because what are they going to do when they grow up without you? What are they going to do when they walk across that stage and you're not there and they're looking up in the stands for you? We got to think about that. We got to quit being selfish. We got to think about the other ones who actually care and love us, our actual friends around us. You know, I prayed that me and my wife would get back together, Nicole. And, you know, here recently, her daddy had some strokes real bad, and a major one could have killed him. I'm on 3 years probation, but I talked to my probation officer, and where I'm doing good, you know, and being honest and working an honest program, they let me go see him. So I took her down, but she was with somebody at the time, and they had said some things and, you know, accused her. You know, we tried to get him to take her down because that was his job, and I was just trying to be a friend and help. But I didn't let it get to me. You know, I just prayed about it. You know, we get down there, we see her daddy, and we go see her mama, which is dying of cancer. You know, she held it together. And me seeing her mama reminded me so much of my daddy, which is this one's papa. You know, my mom is remarried, and she's got a papa now, but she takes her and spoils her, gets her anything she wants, and her daddy's going to start working and get her anything she wants because I want to spoil my little brat. She's 13 years old and ain't had her dad in her life until now. It's been rough. And to all you people out there that is choosing drugs over your family and your kids, or even if you ain't got families or kids, there's somebody out there in this world that cares about you. I care about you because I know what it did to my life. It defeated me. It took everything from me. And now I'm working to get it back. I prayed to God to get it back. I prayed for God to come into my life and do the things for me that He's doing now. And guess what? He don't put no evil in my path. When I get thoughts in my head, I pray. It goes away. Instantly, it goes away. Just don't think because if you pray now for something that it's going to be answered automatically. That ain't how it works. You got to be faithful. You got to believe. Believing isn't seeing. Seeing is believing. And the power of God is real. So I'm telling you, don't die today. There is a life out there that matters. You can control your options. All them bad choices, throw them out the damn window. Because the life isn't there. The life is right here. And I love it. Thank you all for listening to me. Stay clean. You're in my prayers. And we love you.